streets of Medina bear witness to that painful moment when the grandson of Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, whom he lovingly embraced time and again, whom he carried on his shoulders, about whom he used to say, Tirmidhi, O Allah, I love Hassan, so you love him too. That very Imam Hassan, peace be upon him, was martyred by poison on the 28th of Safar, 50 AH. There was no Karbala, no swords, but this poison brought such agony that pieces of his liver came out through vomiting. Who was Imam Hassan, peace be upon him? He was born on the 15th of Ramadan, 3 AH in Medina al-Munawwara. His father was Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib, peace be upon him, and his mother was Lady Fatima al-Zahra, peace be upon her, the leader of the women of paradise. He was raised and educated by Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, himself. He was known as al-Sibt al-Akbar, the first grandson of the Prophet. Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, said Hassan and Hussein are the leaders of the youth of paradise. Ibn Majah Tirmidhi. He was unmatched in knowledge, piety, and forbearance, and he held a high station in forgiveness, generosity, and political wisdom. The political landscape, Khilafah, treaty, and conspiracy. After the martyrdom of Imam Ali, peace be upon him, the caliphate passed to Imam Hassan, peace be upon him. He had two choices before him: continue the war, save the blood of Muslims. Imam Hassan, peace be upon him, prioritizing the unity of Islam, chose to make peace. He signed a conditional treaty with Muawiya that he would govern according to the Quran and Sunnah. He would not appoint anyone as successor during his lifetime. The caliphate would return to Ahlul Bayt after him. But Muawiya broke all his promises. A few years later, he plotted to have Imam Hassan, peace be upon him, assassinated, so he could appoint his son Yazid as successor and begin a hereditary monarchy. Martyrdom, a liver burning from poison. Jadah bint Ashath, the wife of Imam Hassan, peace be upon him, was tempted by Muawiya with gold, land, and a promise of marriage to Yazid. She mixed poison into Imam Hassan's, peace be upon him, food or drink. The poison was so deadly that Imam Hassan, peace be upon him, said, "My liver is breaking into pieces and coming out." Al-Irshad, Sheikh Mufid. It is narrated that he suffered on his deathbed for several days, yet no complaint came from his lips. He would only say, "O Lord, I am pleased with your decree and patient in your trial." Final moments in will. He called his brother Imam Hussein, peace be upon him, and said in his will, "Brother, I know who poisoned me, but do not seek revenge for my blood. Protect the Ummah." This was the Imam whose liver was coming out in pieces, yet his concern was for the welfare of the Muslim nation. Funeral, opposition, and injustice. His will was to be buried next to Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. But Aisha bint Abi Bakr denied the request, and the agents of Banu Umayyah shot arrows at his funeral. The body was pulled back. Imam Hussein, peace be upon him, had tears in his eyes. Eventually, Imam Hassan, peace be upon him, was buried in Jannat al-Baqi. Alas, that Baqi, where the grave of Imam Hassan, peace be upon him, remains unmarked to this day. Only those who have stood there and wept truly understand the sorrow. The personality of Imam Hassan, peace be upon him, a peak of patience and forbearance. The patience of Imam Hassan, peace be upon him, his peace treaty, his knowledge, his sacrifice. They all teach us that. For religion, there is no room for arrogance, only patience. In times of conflict, it's not weapons but wisdom and piety that prevail. And above all, if protecting religion means staying silent, then even that silence becomes jihad. Remember, the martyrdom of Imam Hassan, peace be upon him, teaches us that standing on truth doesn't always mean lifting a sword. Sometimes it means quietly drinking poison, if it means saving the religion.